Hello Stampers, this is super awesome stamper Shirley Merker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wisconsin, USA. In this video, I will show you how to assemble this hand stamp greeting card. It uses products from the Heart and Home suite, which is part of our bundle bonus for March 2022. So let's get started. I've got my project supplies right here, and I'm going to do some stamping first. So I'm using these coral bells. Not exactly sure of the name. So we're going to stamp that right there. And then I've already pre-cut and stamped this one, but I just want to show you. This one is long and thin, and you can just use your scraps. So I can get this one right here. Because you can use your scraps, because I'm going to fussy cut that out. All right, so I'm going to set that aside, and I already have that one fussy cut. Just use your paper snips to cut that out. And then this shape, grab your die cutting set. So in this case, I am using the Honeybee Blooms dies, and you'll grab this die and run it through your embossing machine. Your Stampin' Cut embossing machine, and out will come this shape. All right, so now before we set that aside, I tried to add a little bit of color to these flowers, but it was just too colorful. I just wanted to leave it white, so I grabbed my Wink of Stella. And I just made the white pop a little bit by running that Wink of Stella over the flower bells. I wanted to keep this card nice and spring-like looking. All right, next step is to do a little more stamping. So in the Honeybee Home stamp set, we have this string of 5 flowers, and they fit perfectly across the card base for the American base. I shouldn't say American. For the A2 card base, which is 8.5 by 11 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. All right, so if you're working in metric, which is a little more narrow of a width and a little taller, 3 won't perfectly fit. You'll probably get about 2 3/4. Okay, I think that's all the stamping I have to do there. So I'm going to set that aside so I don't get ink where I don't want it. All right, next, I wanted to accent the colors in this print. So the pattern paper comes from the Heart and Home collection. And I think I'm going to put it like this. Yep, I got the same print actually as the sample. So I'm just going to look to see which one has the largest floral, and this one does, and it's going to be on the bottom. I'm just going to miss it again. So I'm going to put it on my card like that. The Pale Papaya ran the entire width of the card base. So for me, it's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 inches. And for metric people, I recommend 10 by 10 or whatever the width is of your card base. All right, I'm looking for my tape runner here, my Stampin' Seal. So the reason why I'm going width to width is because for something a little different. Usually we mat things and everything's a perfect mat on a perfect mat, but if you go the width of your card base, it adds a little bit of interest. Now my designer series paper piece for me is 4 by 4. Now I'm going back and I'm second guessing myself. My width is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. My pattern paper is 4 by 4. And what I have written down for the metric would be 10 by 10 for your Pale Papaya, 10 by 10 centimeters. Designer series paper would be 9.5 by 9.5. All right, the fresh Fressia scrap just came from my scrap bin. And it measures Let me find it on my sheet here. 1.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And I don't want to cover up this pretty flower here. I guess I don't have the exact same pattern. Shift it a little bit. Or it measures 3.8 by 9.5 centimeters. And then I have this piece of pale papaya ribbon. It's this woven ribbon, and I always recommend that you take your ribbon and just snip it, custom snip it to your project. So it's this super soft ribbon. It's got white edging and pale papaya woven inside. I just use a strip of Stampin' Seal to adhere that down. Oh, and before I do that, I want to toss all those edges. I want kind of an organic looking ribbon. It adds another layer of interest. Don't toss them if you don't like the messy look. All right, now I'm going to be adding one of these rhinestones, the iridescent rhinestones, and I'm going to be adding the large one. So I want to pop this up, the floral up, to meet the height of that rhinestone to help it mail a little easier. Oh, there we go. It's having a hard time picking that up. So I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals and there, that's good. Place them in strategic places along the flower so that they don't dip in during mailing. Offset that from that pale papaya woven ribbon. Then, if you can't find your take your pick tool, you can use the tip of your paper snips to grab an embellishment. These are self-adhesive. Just place that on way at the top. It kind of forces your eye to hit the embellishment. Look at that gorgeous flower. Come down to the sentiment. All right, and come down to the sentiment. Now the sentiment, I raised up a tiny bit. I'm going to show you a trick for that. So on this end, you could do a full glue dot, but on the other end, it's a little narrow. So what you can do is roll the glue dot in on itself on the end of your take your tip pick tool and place it there. That will give it a little bit of dimension. A little bit of added interest. So roll it in on itself, place it over there. All right, and the reason why I fussy cut You're the Nicest already before the videos, because I didn't think you had to watch me fussy cut. And another reason why I fussy cut it was because if you put a full strip of white there, it just covers up too much of my pretty floral pattern. All right, now way over here, I've got one of the smaller rhinestones. I'm gonna just add a period at the end of that sentence. All right, and the inside, just got my basic liner, which is 1/6 of an 8.5 by 11 piece of Whisper White, or Basic White, sorry. And add some Stampin' Seal. So you use whatever size you'd like on the inside. I wanted to see our swag up at the top. And there is my first card for the March 2022 Bundle Bonus Program, where if you purchase a bundle from me, a designated bundle, you get a PDF idea file emailed to you with sample photos and YouTube links showing how to use the bundle products in your projects. So I use the Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. This is part of the catalog tour. Page 9 of the mini catalog, the spring mini catalog. And then the bundle that I used is the Honeybee Home bundle. And you have 2 bundles to purchase from the Heart and Home Suite. Purchasing either bundle for me will get you that idea file emailed to you. So this is the bundle that I used today. But you can also purchase the Blessings of Home bundle and still get that idea file. And that's it for the catalog tour. I'm going to bring in this stamp set. This is a stamp set that I used. And then this is the bundle that I used. So if you use that bundle item number, you'll get 10% off the individual prices of these two products. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe button before you head out, and we'll stamp with you soon. And make sure you find that second video where I show another project using the Heart and Home suite of products. Bye.